What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 9RG-201 Golden Lion to Naval Headquarters the other side. In the waters near Naval Headquarters, there is a Marine warship driving here, and two people are standing in front of the railing on the Marine battleship. They are none other than Naval Headquarters Admiral, Garp and Sengoku. They were originally ordered by Kong to patrol the nearby waters and pay attention to Chen Mu's movements. But, after patrolling for so long, Chen Mu has never appeared in their line of sight. And at this moment, a vice admiral on the ship came running, holding a phone bug that was making a sound in his hand. Call from Garp Admiral, Sengoku Admiral, Naval Headquarters. Hearing this sentence, Garp and Sengoku glanced at each other, and their complexions became slightly heavier. Garp picked up the phone bug, put it to his ear and said, "Hi, I'm Garp. Card. Garp Admiral, Chen Mu has arrived at Naval Headquarters and there are many Marines," Marine Rear Admiral's anxious voice said from the opposite side of the phone bug. Sure enough, has it arrived yet? Garp already had a bad premonition, but now the premonition came true. Sengoku on the side said slowly, "It seems that we need to return quickly, but, if the opponent is only Chen Mu, as far as Kong and others are concerned, they can still stop Chen Mu for a short time. Although Chen Mu is extremely powerful, .893, Kong is not a vegetarian. I believe that before the two of them return to Marine Base, Kong is enough to stop Chen Da. And when the two of them return to Marine Base, it will be the end of Chen Mu. No, fight. Sengoku Admiral, the opponent is not only Chen Mu alone, but also the Whitebeard Pirates." "What? The Whitebeard Pirates are here too?" Hearing this news, Garp and Sengoku were surprised at the same time. Shouldn't Chen Mu be the only one facing their entire naval headquarters? Why did you bring in additional staff? Yes, it is. What's the current battle situation? What's the casualty situation? Garp asked hastily. Currently only Marshal Kong is fighting Chen Mu. There is no movement from Whitebeard. He Vice Admiral told us to start a full-scale battle with Whitebeard and others when you come back. I see, you guys hold on as long as you can, we'll be back soon, Garp nodded and said. I know Garp Admiral. After Garp hung up the phone, he quickly ordered to return. Since they did not leave Naval Headquarters too far for their BAF inspection, they could return to Naval Headquarters soon. Sengoku frowned and said worriedly, "This is troublesome. If the enemy is only Chen Mu, we have a great chance of winning. Now the Whitebeard Pirates have also stepped in. The outcome, it's hard to say. The strength of Chen Mu, Sengoku and Garp have all fought against each other a few years ago. His strength can be described as a monster. Just by deciding to get rid of Chen Mu, their Marines are ready to pay a heavy price. But now, with the arrival of one of the strongest pirate groups in the New World, the Whitebeard Pirates, the battle will be tense." After a moment of silence, Garp proposed, "Should we inform the people from the world government and ask them to send support?" "I think it's possible." Sengoku nodded. "In the world government, there are strong people like clouds, and the number and strength of the strong people are even more terrifying than their naval headquarters. If people from the world government also send support, they have a high probability of taking down Chen Mu and the entire Whitebeard pirate group at the same time. The other side, on an isolated island closer to naval headquarters. From time to time, terrible sensational sounds could be heard from the isolated island, as well as explosive sounds from the sword energy rubbing against the space. It can be seen that countless hills on the island have been cut off evenly, and countless beasts have been cut in half, with corpses strewn all over the field." Golden Lion put the two big sharp knives back into the scabbard, looked at the masterpiece in front of him, couldn't help laughing and said, "Jia ha ha ha. It seems that Laozi's swordsmanship has gone a step further. Since a few years ago, when he lost the battle with Chen Mu, Golden Lion has been introspecting, pondering his own swordsmanship and the ability to study devil fruit in a deeper level. Longing for, one day, the strength can match shoulder to shoulder again, even defeat Chen Mu. For this reason, he has cut off countless hills in recent years, and killed many beasts that are spread in New World and Grand Line." Admiral Shiki. And after Golden Lion finished today's training, a crew member with a bounty of more than 1 billion Bailey ran over and shouted, "What's wrong?" Golden Lion fell to the ground from a high altitude, lit a cigar and said lightly, "We met Marine's men and captured them. People from Marine? Just kill them. Don't report such trivial matters to me." Golden Lion spat out a cloud of smoke from his mouth and said lightly. The pirate shook his head slightly, then smiled and said, "No, Admiral Shiki, we have found interesting information from these Marines." "What information?" "Chen Mu and the Whitebeard Pirates appeared in Naval Headquarters, and they are fighting against the powerful Marines." The pirate responded truthfully. "This group of Marines are Marines from New World. They should have arrived at Naval Headquarters early today. However, this group of people encountered some troubles on the way and delayed a little time. So until now, the regiment has appeared on the islands near Naval Headquarters. And just in time, this group of Marines met the flying pirates docked on the coast." Golden Lion frowned slightly, and grinned. "Oh, Chen Mu and that bastard Edward actually fought the entire naval headquarters? This is really a crazy move. Chen Mu disappeared for 5 years and destroyed Charlotte Linlin's 10,000 kingdoms when he went out to sea. Now teaming up with Whitebeard again, against the entire naval headquarters. It has to be said that Chen Mu's seclusion is based on years. But as long as this sea is reproduced, in just 1 week, you can receive a lot of big news about Chen Mu. Chen Mu's madness, even Golden Lion's scalp tingles when he thinks about it carefully. I'm not mistaken, Admiral Shiki, this is very interesting news. The corner of Golden Lion's mouth curled up, and he threw the cigar in his hand aside, and said, if that's the case, our flying pirates can't just stand by, we need to step in. Normally, Golden Lion would not provoke naval headquarters for no reason. But now, Chen Mu and Whitebeard have gone, if he goes too. It is equivalent to saying that the 3 top pirates of New World have all gone. With Whitebeard Chen Mu, Golden Lion has no reason to be cowardly. Isn't it fun to make a fuss at naval headquarters? 202 Akainu sneak attack, Kong suffers damage naval headquarters, Marin variety. Chen Mu and Kong fought round after round, but with the passage of time, Kong felt a little tired at this time. Although, at the beginning, he could still rely on his terrifying combat experience to barely break apart with Chen Mu. But after playing for a long time, Chen Mu is completely familiar with Kong's style of play. In addition, Chen Mu has the top observation hockey, which can easily predict the attack route of Kong's fist. So now, Kong is slowly starting to be at a disadvantage. Dark Hound. Suddenly, Akainu appeared on the right side of Chen Mu. His fist turned into elements, and magma spread from his arm, exuding extremely high temperature, as if it could melt everything. And during the peak period, Akainu used this trick to directly knock out half of Whitebeard's face. The power can be imagined, how terrible it is. Magma spurted out from his arm, opening its mouth like a hellhound to attack Chen Shu. Chen Mu glanced at him indifferently, and a layer of flame appeared on Chen Mu's body in the next second, and this layer of flame was exactly the dragon-slaying magic. It can be seen that when Akainu's magma touched the flame, it evaporated directly, as if it was absorbed. How can it be? Akainu's pupils shrank violently as if an earthquake had occurred. He watched the battle for a long time, and finally found a chance to attack Chen Ho. I thought that his attack had stabilized at such a close range. But he never expected that the flames on Chen Mu's body would directly decompose his magma. Sakazuki. Seeing Akainu appearing within the range of his engagement with Chen Mu, Kong couldn't help but let out an exclamation. I saw Chen Mu free a hand, and quickly hit Kibo. Kong realized how perverted Chen Mu's strength was during the battle. If this punch hit Akainu, he would be seriously injured if not killed. Boom. Accompanied by a vibration, I saw Kong wrapped around his body with the top armor, and quickly came to Akainu's body, blocked the punch for him, and both of them flew out backwards. Puff. Kong lay on his side on the ground, spitting out blood from his mouth. This time the blood he spit out was a lot more than before. The blood not only stained the ground, but also stained his cuffs red. Marshal Kong. Damn it. Marshal Kong is already at a disadvantage. Why does this Sakazuki make trouble for Marshal Kong? This is troublesome. Marshal Kong was hit by Chen Mu twice, and the outcome can even be said to be decided at this moment. However, you noticed the flames on Chen Mu's body just now. You must know that Sakazuki's magma ability has reached thousands of degrees Celsius, but the mouth was actually vaporized by Chen Mu's flames. Just now. When the flames appeared on Chen Mu's body, I felt as if I was in a sea of flames. The temperature was ridiculously high. Seeing the scene in front of them, the Marines in the distance talked a lot. They all thought that Akainu dragged Chen Mu down and criticized him. Others focused their attention on the flames that appeared on Chen Mu's body. That flame made them terrified. Allah, it's even more troublesome now. Aokiji frowned slightly. Kizaru pondered his chin, his complexion became heavy and he said, Sakazuki is too impulsive. This will put our Marine at a greater disadvantage. Now Marshal Kong can hardly fight against Chen Mu alone. It seems that we can only wait for Garp Admiral and Sengoku Admiral have returned. Marco standing on the boat couldn't help but smiled and said, it seems that the outcome of this battle will be decided soon. One must know that Chen Mu has always had a slight advantage in the battle with Kong. Now, because of protecting Akainu, he forcibly resisted Chen Mu's punch, which was very uncomfortable even for Kong. Chen Mu walked towards the two step by step, and said calmly, in order to protect a Marine and put yourself at a greater disadvantage, you really made a very wrong decision, Kong. Kong snorted coldly, got up from the ground and said, it's only to this extent. You don't think I've lost to you, do you? Chen Mu, you underestimate our Marine too? Chen Mu. Akainu also stood up and stared at Chen Mu with a ferocious expression. He couldn't figure out why the temperature of his magma was as high as 100 degrees Celsius, but he still had no choice but to get Chen Mu. 020 he was even vaporized by the flames on Chen Mu's body. Stand back, Sakazuki, Kong yelled at him, frowning slightly. Akainu can almost be said to be of no help to him, and even drag him down. If it wasn't because Akainu was the 3-star the naval headquarters focused on training, otherwise, Kong would not have taken such a big risk to save him. Seeing that Garp and Sengoku also arrived in Sengoku, Marine's people suddenly became overwhelmed. On board was none other than Admiral of Naval Headquarters, Inpu wrote Sengoku. Now is not the time to relax, Paluzalino. The next thing is the beginning of the all-out war. Not far away, Aokiji came to Kizaru's side and patted him on the shoulder to remind him. They have been watching the battle, just waiting for the return of Garp and Sengoku. Although Akainu is full of hostility towards Chen Mu, he wants to continue to attack Chen Mu. Great, Garp Admiral and Sengoku Admiral are finally here, now we Marine have a chance of winning. Garp Admiral and Sengoku Admiral are here. With Garp Admiral and Sengoku Admiral here, we will definitely win this time, defeating the Whitebeard Pirates and Chen Mu's. But Kong's order has been issued, and he dare not disobey it. But in Kizaru's view, what kind of position can do what kind of thing? Today's naval headquarters, plus Marine Rear Admiral from New World and all over the world, the total number has exceeded 100. We have to get ready. Next, it's time for us to fight against the entire Whitebeard Pirates. Although, the strength of Kizaru and Aokiji is far more than that of Rear Admiral. Now, they can finally have an all-out war with the pirates. And they are just one of them, there is no need to put in too much effort. Kizaru put his hands in his pockets and said calmly, "Are you here, Garp Admiral and Sengoku Admiral? Well, since they have come, I can relax a little bit." And at this moment, people noticed that a marine battleship was approaching on the coast. "We are just Rear Admiral Kuzan, don't have to bear so many troublesome things." Kizaru spread his hands. 203 Garp, Sengoku, Golden Lion joined the battle. That's true, but it's impossible not to be a little more serious when facing the Whitebeard Pirates. At this time, Akainu who was not far away came over and reminded, "Paluzalino, Kuzan, you two will look for opportunities to sneak attack Chen Mu with me later." Although the sneak attack failed just now, Akainu still has no intention of giving up the idea of continuing the sneak attack. Since he can't sneak attack Chen Mu by himself, then with Aokiji and Kizaru, two terrifying forces, he can definitely do it. Kizaru glanced at Akainu, then took out a nail clipper from his pocket and trimmed his nails, saying, "Sakazuki's troublesome task of dealing with Chen Mu should be left to other people, I don't want to be in trouble. There is a big gap between our current strength and Chen Mu's. You should stop thinking about it, Sakazuki. You have suffered a loss just after April 13th. Aokiji also shook his head slightly, refused. Akainu's sneak attack on Chen Mu just now was not only unsuccessful, but put himself in a desperate situation. If it wasn't because Kong blocked Chen Mu's attack with his body, otherwise, the current Akainu would have already fallen. How can there be a chance to stand here and have a dialogue with them? Akainu frowned slightly, and said in a deep voice, "You two guys, don't forget that the teacher who taught us, Zephyr, died at the hands of the bastard Chen Mu." After hearing Akainu's words, Aokiji and Kizaru fell silent. They didn't want to recall this sad thing, but Akainu reminded them. In their hearts, more or less, they still had some resentment towards Chen Mu. After all, no matter how you say it, Zephyr has been their teacher for many years. "I see, I will find a way to cooperate with you," Aokiji sighed and nodded. Although Kizaru didn't speak, he shrugged his shoulders, and the meaning was obvious, and he was willing to eliminate this annihilation. It can be regarded as revenge for teacher Zephyr. Moby Dick aboard. Whitebeard saw that the two had also arrived at naval headquarters. A smile appeared on the corner of his mouth and said, "So la la la. Have the two bastards Garp and Sengoku come back?" Marco couldn't restrain his excitement at this time and said, "It's finally about to start, our battle with naval headquarters. Now that Sengoku and Garp have also arrived at naval headquarters, they will definitely attack Chen Mu. That being the case, there is no need for them, the Whitebeard pirates, to stand idly by." Odin involuntarily pulled out the two big sharp knives on his waist, and the corners of his mouth curled up. These two guys look very strong, they're formidable opponents. Joes asked with some doubts. The two admirals from naval headquarters have come, but first remember that Marine has 3 admirals. Why are there only 2? I remember that Mingtian's name is Shifa. During the Valley of the Gods, Zephyr had one of his arms disabled by Chen Mu, and later installed a special robotic arm, and cultivated to a top-level armed color. I heard that his strength. But not in Garp under Sengoku. If such a strong man is also on this battlefield, it will be very disadvantageous to us, but since he is not here now, we can relax a little bit. The reward exceeds 10, the pirate of Ebel spoke. Marco nodded in agreement and said, "That's right, if there were only 2 admirals, the pressure on our Whitebeard pirates would indeed be much less." On the other side, Garp and Sengoku jumped up from the marine battleship. Came to Kong's side and confronted Chen Mu. "Dare to compete with our entire naval headquarters, this will be the worst decision you've ever made, Chen Mu," Garp said solemnly, his eyes fixed on Chen Mu. "What I want to do, I haven't failed once, right Garp?" Chen Mu said indifferently. Sengoku snorted coldly. "Don't think that you can leave naval headquarters safely today by bringing the Whitebeard pirates here as reinforcements. Chen Mu's strength, any one of them, is no match. But if they join hands, even if they fight Chen Mu, they think they have a great chance of winning." He also came to the two of them at this time, looked directly at Chen Mu and said coldly, "Let the four of us fight Chen Mu." Seeing Kong, Garp, Sengoku, and Crane standing side by side and looking at Chen Mu, Whitebeard on the boat couldn't sit still, jumped up and landed beside Chen Mu. Hey, you bastards, don't think that Chen Mu is the only one coming to naval headquarters today. Although Whitebeard is very assured of Chen Mu's strength, he is also full of confidence in him. That is, Shiki. Kong gave an order, and he, Garp, and the three quickly rushed to Chen Mu, intending to launch an offensive against Chen Mu. Damn it, I thought our enemy was only Chen Mu this time, but I didn't expect that not only the Whitebeard pirates came, but also the air pirates. But at this moment, a voice suddenly came from the sky. In the next second, a terrifying sword energy struck, like a blow from a giant dragon, carrying terrifying destructive power. How come, why is Shiki, the captain of New World's great pirate, the air pirates, here? Then don't waste time, let's end this battle quickly. Garp stretched his muscles a little and said. If an existence like Shiki also joins this battlefield, our marine's chances of winning will be greatly reduced. Slash wave. Feiyang's sword chi directly slashed in front of Kong, Garp, and 1.8 Crane, blocking their progress. Sengoku alone is enough to qualify for a close match with Whitebeard. Superior. If the Golden Lion also comes now, this will lead to a reversal of the final outcome of this battle. People in naval headquarters felt bad immediately when they saw the figure of Golden Lion in the sky. Just fighting against Chen Mu and the entire Whitebeard pirate group, they have already felt a lot of pressure. But let Chen Mu fight with the four top powerhouses of naval headquarters at the same time, Whitebeard will naturally not continue to watch. Sengoku took off the cloak of justice behind him, shrugged his tie and said, in that case, Edward will be handed over to me, and Chen Mu will be handed over to you three. Whitebeard's strength is very strong, but Sengoku is the admiral of naval headquarters after all, so he is naturally not a vegetarian. 204 Rinnegan open, Tengai Shinsei Kong, Garp, and Crane stopped approaching Chen Mu at the same time, looked high up in the sky, and saw a familiar figure. Shiki. Damn it, why did the bastard Shiki come to join in the fun? Chen Mu not only contacted Whitebeard, but also contacted Shiki. If so, it will be very unfavorable for his marine. Just Chen Mu and the entire Whitebeard pirate group is enough to make their naval headquarters drink a pot. Now even the Golden Lion is here to join in the fun, which makes people have a bad feeling. If Zephyr is still there, even if the Golden Lion comes, they don't have to be afraid. But, just a few days ago, Zephyr lost to Chen Mu in New World's marine base. Along with the marine base, it completely sank into the sea. Aokiji scratched his head and said, "Ah la la, it seems that the situation has become troublesome again, another big pirate from New World has arrived. The pirates in New World are really restless, however, Chen Mu's appeal is really beyond our imagination. Not only can he call a terrifying existence like Whitebeard, but the rebellious Shiki is also willing to step into the world with Chen Mu. Are we marine base?" Kizaru said with a headache. Ten thought that Garp and Sengoku would come and have a chance to catch fish. With the arrival of the Golden Lion, his idea was completely erased. In this situation, if he is still following the principle of fishing, when the time comes, naval headquarters will be destroyed, and he will also feel ashamed. Damn Chen Mu, Akainu said with a grim expression. If Kong, Garp, and Suru join forces, Akainu has a greater chance to launch a sneak attack with Aokiji Kizaru. But if the Golden Lion also comes, the battlefield will need to be divided. One of the two, Kong and Garp, must split up to deal with the Golden Lion. In the end, there are only two top main players left to confront Chen Mu head-on. In this case, it is very difficult for him and Kizaru Aokiji to find a chance to attack Chen Mu. Holding Kong Yunki in his hand, Whitebeard glanced at the high-altitude Golden Lion, and asked with some doubts, "Shiki, why are you here, bastard?" Whitebeard didn't take the initiative to contact the Golden Lion to come to naval headquarters with him. After all, the relationship between the two of them is not very familiar. As for Chen Mu, it is even more impossible to contact Jin Jin. Because Chen Mu's original plan was to fight against the entire naval headquarters alone. If it weren't for the fact that he approached Chen Mu to catch up on the past the day before Chen Mu's action, and learned the news from Chen Mu, he would also not know that Chen Mu planned to make such crazy moves as attacking naval headquarters. Golden Lion clasped his hands in front of his chest, and laughed ferociously. This kind of scuffle naturally cannot do without lousy, "Thank me, Edward Chen Mu, you two bastards, I stand in your position." Now that Golden Lion has decided to rush here, it will cause even greater chaos. It is natural to stand in the camp of Chen Mu and Whitebeard, and deal with naval headquarters together with them. Chen Mu glanced at Golden Lion, and said flatly, "With you or without you, it's the same Shiki, we don't need your assistance." The same is true with and without Whitebeard, say the author. Chen Mu is now full of confidence in his strength, unless he is asked to fight five elders at the same time. In other words, outside of the one-on-one fight with the legendary I Am. Chen Mu hardly paid attention to anyone else. The same is true for challenging the entire naval headquarters, just because he didn't put Marines people in his eyes. How dare you make such a crazy move? Hey, Chen Mu, you bastard, Lousy is here to help you, just have fun. Shiki, you bastard, don't take yourself too seriously, we don't want your help, Whitebeard said calmly. Just like Chen Mu, his expression returned to normal. With the arrival of the Golden Lion, the atmosphere on the pirate side instantly relaxed. On Marine's side, the atmosphere became serious. Kong, it's okay to entrust Chen Mu to you too. Garp frowned, staring directly at Golden Lion and said. Kong nodded and patted Garp on the shoulder, and said solemnly, don't worry, leave it to us, Garp. I am no match for Chen Mu alone, but with the help of Crane, our chances of winning are still great of. No, Kong, you just need to hold Chen Mu, and you don't need to defeat him, because we have already reported the news of naval headquarters to the world government on the return flight, and I believe it will not be long before the world government will send Kane to support. If the only enemy is Chen Mu, they naturally don't need any support. The combination of all their naval headquarters forces has a great chance of winning. But when Garp and Sengoku learned that Whitebeard had also come to this battlefield, before returning to the voyage, they reported the news to the world government. Now with the arrival of the Golden Lion, Garp is more sure that he is right to report the news to the world government. Under this tense atmosphere, Chen Mu's voice spread throughout naval headquarters. But since they are only holding Chen Mu and waiting for the support of the world government, 957, the two of them still have a lot of confidence. Even with the combination of the two, it is still very difficult to defeat Chen Mu. With weapons or spears in their hands, they waited quietly for the battle to break out completely. Garp is eyeing the high-altitude Golden Lion. Since there are so many people here today, let me give naval headquarters a big gift. I saw Chen Mu's pupils turn into lavender, and there were black circles lingering in his pupils. Looking at the tense atmosphere on the battlefield, both the Marine and the pirates became a little nervous at this moment. Originally, they only planned to let Chen Da stay in naval headquarters forever. In this way, it can be regarded as starting their name of naval headquarters again. Our Marine will definitely win this battle, whether it is Chen Mu, Edward, or Shiki. Let them all stay in naval headquarters today, Garp said with firm eyes. Of course, we will definitely do this kind of thing. Kong nodded with an unusually determined look. Really, it seems that our pressure will be a lot easier, he nodded and said. Kong and he looked at Chen Mu, then let the battle begin. Since Whitebeard and Golden Lion are here to support Chen Mu, let the three of them stay here together. Tengai Shinsei, and Sengoku is eyeing Whitebeard next to Chen Mu. 205 meteorite landed, tens of thousands of casualties. As Chen Mu's voice fell, everyone was stunned for a moment. In the next second, there was a violent noise in the sky. Boom. Everyone looked up, and saw a huge meteorite appearing in the sky. The area of the meteorite was 1,000 meters. If such a fall falls to the ground completely, it is believed that the entire naval headquarters can be razed to the ground, and even the entire marine multiverse can disappear into this sea. Meteorite. Are you kidding me? Why are there meteorites? It's a lie. You're a lie. The size of this meteorite is too big. If it falls down, all of us will die. Is this released by Chen Mu's ability? Damn, does he still have such a terrifying ability? He can even summon meteorites. What to do? Are we going to die here? Many strong Marines, without exception, broke out in a cold sweat when they saw the meteorite falling rapidly from the sky. There were also some Marines whose weapons fell off their hands, and they sat down on the ground in horror, feeling deep despair and pressure. What a terrifying ability. Can you still manipulate meteorites? Kizaru frowned, his eyes staring at the meteorites high in the sky. A meteorite of this size, coupled with the oppressive feeling caused by the rapid falling speed, even Kizaru felt his scalp tingle. Hey, Kuzan, can you seal the meteorite with your ability? If Aokiji has the ability to seal the high-altitude meteorite, this will greatly slow down the speed of the meteorite's descent. In this way, Akainu can also use his magma ability to destroy meteorites that are thousands of kilometers away. In this way, other powerhouses in naval headquarters can spread out and deal with the fragmented meteorites. Significantly slow down the casualties, as well as the extensive damage to Marin. Ah la la, are you kidding me, Sakazuki? Although his frozen fruit is very strong, it is almost impossible to freeze the rapidly falling meteorite. After all, no matter what he is now, he has not yet reached his peak. If it reaches the peak period in the future, it is possible to do it. Marco couldn't help but swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and calmed down the shocking emotions. Is this the strength of brother Chen Mu? It's terrible, he can even summon meteorites. As expected of the strongest man in the world, Chen Mu's strength has surpassed our imagination. Josie also sighed. No wonder brother Chen Mu wants to challenge the entire naval headquarters alone. It turns out that he really has such strength. Even Dad's devil fruit ability can't reach this level. Brother Chen Mu's strength can be described as a natural disaster. The pirates on the Whitebeard ship talked a lot, and they were all shocked by Chen Mu's ability. At the same time, after they witnessed Chen Mu's strength with their own eyes. I also think that Chen Mu alone does have the combat power to stand alone against naval headquarters. Seeing the meteorite falling from the sky, Golden Lion was taken aback for a moment, then laughed loudly and said, Jia ha ha ha. I just arrived in Marin Fanduo, you have feasted my eyes, return. Is this the new ability you have mastered during the 5 years since you disappeared, Chen Mu? Whitebeard looked at Chen Mu with a little surprise. Even Whitebeard felt a little palpitating looking at this huge meteorite. Probably. Chen Mu nodded. In the past 5 years, he can say that he has not obtained anything, and has not gained anything. If anything, it was getting Uchiha Madara's Rinnegan in the frog thing back photo. And this is also the first time he has used Rinnegan's ability. It has to be said that even Chen Mu felt that the meteorite summoned by Tengai Shinsei was a bit exaggerated. This meteorite can easily destroy any country and island in the New World, of course, if there is no one to stop it. The entire Marin is full of variety, and it will also sink into the sea. Compared with the excitement of the pirates, Marine completely panicked. Kong stared at the meteorite with a ferocious expression, and said in a deep voice, No, we can't let this meteorite land, we have to stop him. The crane looked serious and said with a headache, No matter how we stop it, the meteorite will cause terrible damage to Marin Fanduo. I thought we would have the upper hand in our home game against Chen Mu, but I didn't expect Chen Mu to have such abilities. In their marine territory, Chen Mu can naturally use his ability to destroy without restraint. And what Marine has to do now is not just to save their own lives under the meteorite. It is even more necessary to prevent the meteorite from landing and cause irreversible losses to Marlin Fanduo. Quote. Backquote all the Marines spread out, and the Marines that can use high-level armed colors quickly join us. Kong's voice spread throughout the naval headquarters and ordered. Advanced armament haki, also known as outward release, is known as emission haki in Wano-kuni. A strong person who can master this kind of haki proficiently can release an invisible barrier in front of the fist. They need to use such power to stop and destroy the meteorite. Sengoku, Garp, Crane, Momosugi, and many top vice admirals from naval headquarters quickly converged towards Kong. Everyone raised their palms together, looked up into the sky, and used the power released. Boom. The meteorite completely landed on Marin, and there was a huge roar, and a big explosion occurred in the entire Marin. It even set off a mushroom cloud that surrounded the entire Marin, and waves tens of feet high were stirred up on the sea level. Li Jiao. It's like the end is coming. With the unanimous efforts of Marine's top management, the meteorite's landing was finally prevented. But the destroyed meteorite didn't disappear, but shattered, and then smashed into the many Marines. Originally there were many Marines, nearly 100,000 elite Marines from all over the world, but under the destruction of this meteorite. More than half of the Marines were all killed on the spot. As for the pirates, there was no damage at all. After all, they haven't officially set foot on Marin Fanduo yet. Chen Mu's ability has really caused heavy casualties to our Marines. Kizaru frowned, scanning all directions. It can be seen that there are many huge Marines, wreckage everywhere, countless buildings collapsed, and countless Marine elites fell down. It can be said that blood flowed like a river. Seeing the scene in front of him, even Kizaru felt a little queasy. 206 Chen Mu vs Kong Crane. Aokiji froze the meteorite fragments that fell on his head, and said with a slight headache, This is really an amazing ability, what a headache, we actually have to live in the same era as Chen Mu. Since Aokiji joined Marine, he believed that the future world belongs to him, Akainu, and Kizaru. No matter how bad it is, their strength can also be at the top of this sea. When Aokiji saw Chen Mu's strength, he realized that if Chen Mu was still alive, then, no matter how much their strength increases in the future, this sea will not usher in their era. Chen Mu's strength has the ability to dominate the sea and suppress everything. And this power is a level that they can't reach no matter what. As an iron-blooded soldier, Akainu saw the corpses of his comrades all over the place, his face became extremely ferocious, and he growled, Damn Chen Mu, he actually caused such casualties to our Marine, we must keep him today. Chen Mu. Kong looked at the countless fallen Marine corpses not far away, and roared towards Chen Mu with great grief in his heart. If they had known this, they really shouldn't have provoked Chen Mu, and shouldn't have kidnapped Vegapunk. But, it's too late to regret now. The battle between them and Chen Mu has already begun. There is no room for regret anymore, and now all that is left for them is to fight. Damn it, Chen Mu can't be allowed to continue to use his ability to cause more serious damage to our Marlins. Let this battle unfold. Kong, he, Garp, and Sengoku all attacked Chen Mu at the same time. Lion, Thousand Slice Valley. Empty shock. Golden Lion pulled out 2 supremely fast knives, and almost instantly, he unleashed countless slashing blows. The power of each slash is several points stronger than slash wave. The terrifying sword energy, like a roaring lion, attacked the 4 of them. As for Whitebeard, the veins in his arms bulged, and then he punched the space in front of him forcefully. It can be seen that the space in front of Whitebeard, like glass, was easily shattered. The shattered space formed a terrible momentum, combined with the Golden Lion's sword energy, and rushed towards the 4 of them. Kong, Sengoku, Garp, Crane, the 4 teamed up, wrapped their arms around the rich armament hockey, and resisted the attack of the two. You really forgot about our existence. Chen Mu is not the only one present in this battle. Golden Lion stared at them with a grin and said. Whitebeard held Kong Yunchi in both hands, looked straight at Sengoku, and raised the corner of his mouth. Leave that Sengoku guy to me. Last time in the Valley of the Gods, there was no winner, so let's go to naval headquarters. Let the battle between the two of us come to a successful conclusion. Whitebeard fought Sengoku in the Valley of the Gods. But the two people at that time, because the time of fighting was too short, it was not a winner. Now, they finally meet again, and this time they finally have a chance to decide the winner. Quote. If that's the case, leave that old guy Garp to me, and leave Kong and he to you to deal with Chen Mu. I believe that with your strength, it's not a problem to fight too. Can. Chen Mu originally planned to confront the powerhouses of the entire naval headquarters at the same time. But, since Whitebeard and Golden Lion are so keen to share the pressure for him, then he naturally has no reason to refuse this kindness. Then let's get started. Following these words, Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Chen Mu, Kong, Sengoku, Garp, and Crane all took action at the same time. Launched an attack on each other. Marco shouted to everyone on the boat. Daddy has joined the battle, we can't continue to watch, let's turn naval headquarters upside down this time. Chong, can we start the name of our Whitebeard pirate group and become the strongest pirate group in the world? Today is the day to defeat this group of Marines. Ziz also shouted. Their Whitebeard Bafe pirate group is now as famous in New World as the Roger pirate group. It can be said that there is no distinction between top and bottom. But they believe that if they can successfully destroy naval headquarters today, their Whitebeard pirate group is definitely the strongest pirate group that can be rated as New World. Above the Roger pirates. Today is my first battle with the Whitebeard pirates, and my name, Odin, will resound across the sea. Yu Tian pulled out two big sharp knives, with an excited smile on his face. Superior. With a shout, all members of the Whitebeard pirates joined the battlefield. The same is true for Golden Lion's flying pirates. Everyone, all rushed to naval headquarters to start a fight with the powerful naval headquarters. Have the pirates charged up already? It seems that we can't sit still. Aokiji looked at the countless pirates and set foot on the naval headquarters, feeling cold on his body, and wanted to go up to deal with Marine. But at this time, Akainu stopped him and warned solemnly, leave this group of pirates to other people to deal with. Our purpose is to sneak attack Chen Mu. After seeing Chen Mu use that ability, do you still want to sneak attack Chen Mu, Sakazuki? Kizaru asked helplessly. With Marshal Kong and Vice Admiral holding Chen Mu in check, we will definitely find an opportunity to sneak attack Chen Mu. As the future hope of Marine, we naturally have to make a penultimate contribution in this battle, which is to assist them in defeating Chen Mu. Chen Mu, Akainu said solemnly. Well, let's listen to you once. After Akainu's persuasion, Aokiji and Kizaru also gave up the idea of assisting Marine to fight the Whitebeard pirates and the air pirates. Instead, look for opportunities with Akainu and sneak attack Chen Mu. Even if Chen Mu fought against Kong and Crane, the two top combat powers of the naval headquarters, he was not afraid at all. But, he still needs to be careful in battle, not to be touched by the Crane's ability. Because the ability of the Crane is the fruit of washing, it can wash people's hearts and purify emotions. If he is touched by such an ability, Chen Mu can't guarantee that his mentality will change. So, to be cautious, it's best not to get close to the Crane. Dragon Claw. Chen Mu slammed lightly, and in the next second, Chen Mu's fist formed the shape of a dragon's claw. Although Chen Mu hadn't completely entered the dragon form, but in this state, Chen Mu's attack power would increase a lot. 207 Open Sage Body. Boom. Chen Mu's dragon claws collided with Kong, and it can be seen that Kong's forehead was suddenly startled with cold sweat. At this moment, Kong felt that Chen Mu's strength had been greatly enhanced. Originally, he could barely fight against it, but now, just by punching Chen Mu, Kong's body was shaken by the force and moved back a bit. Purification. At this moment, Crane suddenly appeared on the other side of Chen Mu, and a white ball of light appeared on his hand. This light cluster will not cause any harm to the human body, but it can purify the human mind. You are really troublesome, Crane. Chen Mu immediately stopped colliding with Kong's fist, and left the spot directly. The speed was as fast as teleporting. 8-foot Chong Guyu. Suddenly a voice came, and Kizaru appeared in the sky, his body became elemental, and he crossed his hands in a gesture similar to OK. In the next second, countless lasers were fired from between his hands. Whoosh whoosh. The lasers flew away at an extremely fast speed, covering a huge area. A large number of lasers directly enveloped an area of tens of meters around Chen Mu, almost completely blocking Chen Mu's escape route. How can I let you intervene in our king's battle? Seeing that dense lasers were about to shoot at Chen Mu's body, suddenly a blue flame appeared. I saw that Marco's whole body was elementalized, and his legs and feet formed the shape of a phoenix. Then he directly blocked in front of Chen Mu, allowing Kizaru's 8-foot Chong Guyu to shoot at him. Although some lasers penetrated Marco's body, the fruit he ate was the phoenix fruit of the phantom beast. It has extremely strong defense power and terrible recovery power. After blocking Kizaru's attack, the blue flames on Marco's body boiled, and then the body began to heal itself. Oh, a strongman of the Whitebeard pirates, what a terrifying ability. Kizaru, who was standing high in the sky, rubbed his chin with his hand and praised. He originally thought that he had found a chance to sneak attack Chen Mu. But unexpectedly, Marco of the Whitebeard pirates also intervened in this battle, blocking all his attacks. Marine Samsung, let me see your strength. Marco's body healed itself in a moment, and then he flew to Kizaru with a kick. Kizaru stretched out his arm to block. What a terrifying force. Don't be kidding, this trick won't work for you. When Marco's voice fell, Kizaru's body turned into a laser and flew out directly. It hit heavily in the ruins, covered by broken buildings, and set off waves of smoke and dust. What's wrong with this guy? At this moment, Marco scratched his head, full of puzzlement. Obviously Kizaru easily blocked his attack just now, before he exerted his strength. Why did Kizaru fly out by himself? Man, is this an actor? At this moment, Marco suddenly realized this. If this is not an actor, it really can't be justified. What? The 3 stars of our naval headquarters are not the opponents of the crew of the Whitebeard pirates. Damn it, the Whitebeard pirates are really not good at it, even a single crew member has this kind of strength. This guy even blocked Pelusalino's 8-foot Chong Guyu just now. He is a terrible enemy. Marine, who was fighting, was surprised by Marco's strength after seeing this scene. After all, although Kizaru is only a rear admiral, he is the most dazzling new star in naval headquarters. Now it was knocked into the air by a pirate of similar age. Akainu looked at the ruins of Kizaru covered by the smoke and dust, and said angrily, "Damn it, Pelusalino, that bastard, he just gave up because he failed to sneak attack with 1 attack." Others may not be very clear about Kizaru's strength, but he knows it all too well. With Marco alone, it is impossible to be Kizaru's opponent, let alone knock him into the air. The only possibility is that Kizaru was not sent flying, but flew upside down by himself. Aokiji said helplessly, "It seems that the possibility of attacking Chen Mu is not very high. The strong members of the Whitebeard pirates are staring at us. Although, the Whitebeard pirates are engaged in a fierce battle with Marine. But because Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji did not launch an attack, but watched from the sidelines. This also led to the fact that the strong members of the Whitebeard pirates did not put all their energy on the opponent in front of them. 0 for flowers. Instead, he stared at the 3 of them. Chen Mu couldn't help laughing when he saw this scene. It's pretty similar to Kizaru. When he read the original book, he felt that Marco was able to knock Kizaru into the air because Kizaru didn't have any strength. Now he is completely sure that Kizaru is playing. After all, Marco is not a top player on the Whitebeard boat now. And Kizaru at this time, no matter what you say about the 3-star army. Chen Mu, when fighting, don't look around. The moment Chen Mu's eyes relaxed, Kong seized the opportunity, and suddenly hit Chen Mu heavily with the fist covering the 2-colored hockey. Sage Body. Chen Mu slammed lightly and quickly entered the Sage Body mode. In this state, a black line appeared on Chen Mu's forehead, as did the surrounding pupils. After entering the Sage Body, Chen Mu was able to absorb the natural forces around him. Since then, Chen Mu's strength, speed, and insight will be greatly improved. After entering the Sage Body, Chen Mu opened the top observation hockey again. At this time, when Chen Mu looked at Kong, the opponent's movements and fist speed seemed to be slowed down countless times. His whole body was full of flaws. Your speed is too slow, Kong. Chen Mu clenched his fists, and then directly attacked Kong. Before the other party's fist hit Chen Mu, Kong's body was sent flying like a meteor, hitting the ruins at the same place as Kizaru. What happened? Steel. Marshal Kong's fist is about to hit Chen Mu. How come Chen Mu sent him flying? Did any of you see Chen Mu punch? 2. Too fast. Chen Mu's punching speed is too fast, I can't see clearly. Look, around the corners of Chen Mu's eyes, black eyeliner appeared. It looks like a devil. This guy is really a devil, with devil-like makeup and devil-like strength. Is it impossible for this guy to defeat him? 208 5 elders meet I am. What to do? Just looking into Chen Mu's eyes, I feel that we cannot win this battle. Marshal Kong is no match for Chen Mu at all. We will lose, no one can defeat this devil. After seeing Kong being sent flying, Marine was shocked without exception. Chen Mu's speed was outrageously fast, coupled with the black eyeliner around the corners of Chen Mu's eyes. It made them bear tremendous pressure, as if the devil from hell was born. It even made them put down their fighting spirit directly, and couldn't help but want to surrender. Ah la la. What a terrifying aura. Chen Mu is really a demon as rumored. Aokiji put his eyes on Akainu and said, "Let's give up the sneak attack on Chen Mu. It is impossible to pose any threat to Chen Mu with our 650 strength. Not to mention that Chen Mu's strength is far above them, the difficulty factor for them to sneak attack is extremely high. In addition, there are strong members of the Whitebeard pirates staring at them, so the probability of their successful sneak attack is almost 0. You don't know until you try. No one is perfect. Even Chen Mu always has weaknesses, and there will always be times when he slackens. Akainu said, looking at Chen Mu with a ferocious expression and still not giving up. Forget it, let's try with you for a while. Aokiji didn't bother to persuade Akainu to give up the idea of attacking Chen Mu, because he knew that Akainu, who was in high spirits at this time, would not listen to anything he said. Oh, Marshal Kong, have you been sent flying too? Among the ruins, Kizaru can be seen leisurely taking out nail clippers to fix his nails. Poor Salino. Seeing this scene, even Kong, who was very tolerant, was furious. They were fighting with Chen Mu and other strong men. Fortunately, Kizaru fell into the ruins and couldn't get out after being knocked out by Marco. I'm still doing my nails now. Well, let me be more serious. Kizaru seemed to know that Kong wanted to scold him. Hastily put away the nail clippers and stood up from the ruins. Crash. Kong lifted the crushed rocks covering his head, and tore off the tattered clothes on his body, revealing his muscular muscles. However, it can be seen that there is an obvious fist mark on Kong's chest. The bone in his chest has already been punched with an obvious dent by Chen Mu's fist. Again, Chen Mu. Kong's whole body was covered with top-level armed colors, and he rushed towards Chen Mu again. Although Kong didn't think he could defeat Chen Mu, his team up with Crane. Surely Chen Mu can be restrained, they just need to delay to the world government to help. Bang bang bang. Chen Mu and Kong collided fiercely again, their fists collided, and the sound was like thunder. But, at this moment, every time Kong confronts Chen Mu with a few punches, he will be sent flying. However, he quickly stood up again and continued to fight Chen Mu, just like a Xiaoqiang from Immune to Death. The other side. World government, inside the highest hall. The five elders naturally also received news that Chen Mu, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion were fighting the entire naval headquarters. Chen Mu, Edward, and Shiki, these three bastards are really crazy enough to dare to appear in naval headquarters and fight against all Marines. The old man in a black suit said in a deep voice. Naval headquarters is, after all, the direct subordinate of our world government. If the pirates win this battle, we will be ashamed. The old man with straight hair reminded. Over the years, the influence and reputation of their marine and world government in the world has been much less than before. This time 3 top pirates plus countless pirates invaded naval headquarters. If this is defeated, they will not be able to lift their heads in the world. I believe that there will be countless member countries of the new world that will stop providing heavenly gold to their world government. Marine needs our assistance, but, because of Lord Im's orders, we cannot leave the Holy Land Mariajoy. The 5 of them absolutely obeyed Im's order, since Mr. Im had said it before. Telling them not to go down to hunt down Chen Mu, but to stay in the Holy Land Mariajoy and wait and see what happens, they naturally dare not disobey this order. If that's the case, do you want to send a CPO to help? The old man holding the sword in his arms shook his head slightly, and said with a frown. No, the CPO organization's going will not have a great impact on the overall situation. Only if we go there in person can we completely wipe out Chen Mu. 0 inches. The captain of the CPO organization, that is, the admiral level. This level of strength is very effective against a big pirate. But, the thing is, it's not just Whitebeard and the Golden Lion who invade naval headquarters this time. There is such a terrifying existence as Chen Mu. They had personally witnessed Chen Mu's strength 5 years ago. Now that 5 years have passed, I believe that Chen Mu's strength has been improved again. Admiral's strength is in front of Chen Mu, and he can't make waves at all. Unless they 5 elders are out. But, the problem is, Lord Im's order is for us to stay in the Holy Land Mariajoy. Seconded. All 5 people agreed to this proposal, and everyone got up and left the highest hall. Start to the ancient city of Pan. Is there anything to report? Ka ka ka. The 5 people came to the center of the hall, knelt down together, and said respectfully. According to legend, he had survived for 800 years. 5 elders, meet Lord Im. If that's the case, let's meet with Lord Im again and report the situation. Tap tat tat. After much hesitation, they still decided to open the door in front of them. The door in front of the 5 people was slowly pushed open, and one could see that the scene inside the door was very prosperous, and the brilliance of the lamp arm was full of the breath of time. 5 people's 0.5 footsteps resounded in the corridor outside Pangu City, and everyone soon came to a gate. This is an order from 5 years ago. Now the world has changed, we should ask Mr. Im again. The blonde old man reminded. He is the legendary Im, the most mysterious and possibly terrifying existence in this world. Seconded. On the top of the main hall, there was a void throne, and a person was sitting on the void throne, watching them indifferently. Seconded. 209 Sengoku vs Whitebeard. New worlds, Chen Mu, Edward, Shiki, and the 3 joined forces to invade naval headquarters Marin Fanduo. Now Marine is asking our world government for support. We want to go there in person. Why the old man with the sword in his arms spoke first, telling them their purpose this time. My lord, today's Chen Mu has definitely grown into something that can threaten the existence of our world government. Taking advantage of this opportunity, we need to completely wipe out Chen Mu. The blonde old man seconded. Really? I am propping his face with his hands, and said in a neutral tone. There is no trace of emotion in the words, only indifference. Yes, Lord Yim, now is a good opportunity to completely get rid of Chen Mu. If he is allowed to hide from the world again, I believe his strength will reach an even more terrifying level. The scarred old man raised his head slightly and looked at Yimu. Mu said solemnly. He once fought Chen Mu personally and was defeated. Therefore, he clearly knew how terrifying power Chen Mu possessed. Such a man should not live in this world, and should be wiped out completely. Then you go, but, just go to 2, Chen Mu can kill, Edward and Shiki need to stay to stabilize the balance of this world. I am ordered 10 in a cold voice. In his view, stabilizing the balance of the world is the most important thing. Now that Chen Mu has completely disrupted the balance of the world, there is no need for him to exist. As for Golden Lion and Whitebeard, these two cannot be killed. If killed, New World would be equivalent to directly losing 3 top big pirates. This will cause the balance of the world to tilt, resulting in irreversible consequences. I see. Is there anything else to report? No more, Master I am. Back off. Yes, Master I am. The 5 old men stood up, then closed the door, and came to the corridor of Pangu City. Can only 2 people go? It seems that we have to discuss who will lose it. Naval Headquarters, Marin Variety. Whitebeard's battle with Sengoku. Air shock. This move, will you take Sengoku? Whitebeard held Kong Yunchi with both hands, a white ball cover appeared on the front of the weapon, and then he slammed towards Zan. Whitebeard's Devil Fruit ability is extremely destructive in itself, and now he uses Kong Yunchi to beat out this power. The power of the air shock caused by it has been directly increased by more than several times. Ka ka ka. It can be seen that the space in front of Whitebeard is shattered like a spider web, densely packed. As the corners of Whitebeard's mouth curled up, the shattered space formed a terrible impact, and it struck Sengoku with overwhelming force. With such an attack, do you want to defeat me? Edward, you are too naive. Great Buddha form. Sengoku's face was solemn, and the next second a golden light appeared on his body, and he directly entered the state of a big Buddha. In this state of Sengoku, whether it is attack power, defense power, or the power of Devil Fruit, it has more than doubled several times. Big Buddha shockwave. Sengoku swung his palm violently, and it could be seen that a layer of white air flow visible to the naked eye was wrapped around his palm. The next second, the air shock caused by Whitebeard has reached Sengoku. Boom. There was a loud bang, and the air shock caused by Whitebeard collided with the shock wave shot by Sengoku, making a deafening sound. Ripples visible to the naked eye stirred in all directions, and the surrounding ground planes were completely destroyed. So la la la, your strength is still the same as before, Sengoku. Whitebeard held Kong Yunchi with one hand and laughed. Although the Devil Fruit abilities of the two are different, but the strength of the two can be said to be in the form of shock waves. Since the strength of the two is almost the same, the attacks they make are basically cancelled out by each other, and no one can do anything to the other. Since you plan to arrive at our naval headquarters with Chen Mu today, then I will grant the wish of both of you to die. Sengoku snorted coldly. With a huge body, he began to move quickly towards Whitebeard. Although he is tens of meters tall in the form of a giant Buddha, his speed is second to none. Almost in the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Whitebeard and launched another attack. Go to death. Don't be kidding, Sengoku. With your marine's current combat power, how can you defeat us? Let alone keep us. Whitebeard sneered. Although it is said that naval headquarters has a lot of strong people, but the top combat power is not that much. Chen Mu alone is enough to fight against 2. And he and Golden Lion can be invincible in the battle with Sengoku and Garp. But Kong and he couldn't do that. Although the two of them are very strong, it is almost impossible to remain undefeated in front of Chen Mu. In the battle between pirates and marines' top combat power, they are naturally superior. As for the mid-level combat power, the crew they brought was indeed inferior to the Shanghai Chamber. But the middle-level combat power can't stir up a storm in front of them at all. Whitebeard can even do it, taking time out to kill a few middle-level marine powerhouses during the battle. So, after all, the pirates still have the upper hand in this battle with naval headquarters. After all, there is such a terrifying existence as Chen Mu. Then give it a try, Edward. I hope you will have the confidence to say these 343 words later. Sengoku snorted coldly. Although, with their marine's current strength, it is really difficult to take down Chen Mu, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion. But don't forget, their marine has already launched support to the world government. I believe that it won't be long before the powerhouses of the world government will be able to arrive at this battlefield, and it will definitely be a nightmare for Chen Mu, Whitebeard, and Golden Lion. Do you mean that your reinforcements will arrive soon? Whitebeard seemed to understand the meaning of Sengoku's words, and the corner of his mouth curled up. Sengoku didn't respond to this sentence, his face was gloomy, and he started attacking Whitebeard round after round. So la la la, it seems that I guessed it, Sengoku, but Even if reinforcements arrive, it is impossible for you to win, because Chen Mu is also in this battlefield. Quote. Although Whitebeard has never fought Chen Mu personally, he can feel it. Chen Mu's current strength surpasses him. Similarly, it is above everyone in this battlefield. In this world, there are not many people who can defeat Chen Mu. And Whitebeard naturally didn't believe that Marine's reinforcements were the one who defeated Chen Mu. After all, monsters can't be defeated. They're not monsters if they're defeated. 210 Kong defeated. Then just watch Edward. When our reinforcements arrive, no matter whether it is Chen Mu or you, they will be left behind in Marin Fandu. Stop talking big, Sengoku, you can't do it. Whitebeard waved Kong Yunkir in his hand, his arm veins popped out, and he started a more intense battle with Sengoku. It can be said that the attacks of the two are getting faster and more violent, and the destructive power is getting more and more terrifying. The other side. Kong teamed up with Crane and confronted Chen Mu again and again. But, Chen Mu always had the upper hand, because he was after he activated the fairy art. Whether it is speed, attack power, or insight, it can be said that it can almost crush Kong. Ice Cube. Storm Pheasant's mouth. Suddenly Aokiji appeared on Chen Mu's side. He turned into elements all over his body, gathered the cold air on his right arm, and released an ice bird. The ice bird has a terrible impact. Wherever it goes, the ground is completely frozen, exuding a chilling chill. Aokiji. Chen Mu glanced at Aokiji, saw the ice bird attacking, and immediately showed disdain on his face. You know, the power of his demon essence is about to reach an advanced level. And when the essence of the devil was in the primary stage, Chen Mu's freezing ability could easily freeze the great pirate John. The freezing power that Chen Mu possesses and can release now. Even scarier than Aokiji at the peak of the original book, let alone Aokiji now as just a rear admiral. Dare to use the ability of freezing in front of him, it is completely a big knife in front of Guangong. Ka ka ka. In the next second, a terrifying chill appeared from Chen Mu's body, a freezing temperature close to absolute zero, instantly sweeping around. It directly froze the ice bird flying in the air in place. The cold air swept across the area with a radius of 100 meters. Countless marines and pirates were all frozen into ice sculptures by this force. How? How is it possible? Aokiji, who was calm, saw the scene in front of him, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. His ice bird was actually frozen by Chen Mu, and he is an ability user who ate frozen fruit. But now, his legs were so frozen that he couldn't break free, and a terrible chill poured into his heart. Since eating frozen fruit, this is the first time Aokiji has felt the chill that shocked him as well. Just when Aokiji is about to be completely frozen. Shining clash. Suddenly Joes appeared on the side of Aokiji, and he was covered with transparent and pure diamonds, slamming into Aokiji. Aokiji's body was hit and flew upside down, then fell heavily on the ground, spitting out blood from his mouth. At this time, he was still in a state of bewilderment. He still couldn't figure out why he was frozen by the ice after eating the frozen fruit. Kuzan. Seeing Aokiji being knocked into the air, Kong glanced worriedly. You really don't pay attention to me, Kong, how can you be distracted during the battle? Chen Mu's voice came to Kong's ears, Kong's pupils shrank violently, and all his hair stood on end. He wanted to defend, but Chen Mu's speed was too fast, he hadn't had time to turn his head. He was blown away by Chen Mu's punch. Chen Mu's punch not only exhausted all his strength, but also covered the strength of the top-level armed color and the top-level overlord. The terrifying force directly blasted Kong's head, and his body flew backwards, rolling dozens of meters away. Finally, he lay straight on the ground and fell into a coma. Kong. Crane's pupils contracted violently when he saw this scene. He also didn't expect that Chen Mu would take advantage of Kong's brief distraction. Moreover, Kong was severely injured and fallen into a coma on the spot. Steel Marshal Kong. Li. Liar. Has Marshal Kong been defeated? Our naval headquarters' highest combat power has been defeated. Who else can compete with Chen Mu? If there is no hope, it is impossible for us to defeat this group of pirates. But, damn it, I thought that Chen Mu's appearance in naval headquarters was a chance for our marine to make a name for himself, but now Marshal Kong has fallen, and there is no one else who is Chen Mu opponent. Kong's strength is the strongest existence among all marines' combat powers, and now the strongest has lost to Chen Mu. Now, who else can compete with Chen Mu? Marco, who was fighting, saw that Kong had fallen, and immediately laughed. Sure enough, with brother Chen Mu here, the victory of this battle must belong to us. Can Chen Mu actually defeat Marshal Marine? What a terrifying strength. Odin swallowed a mouthful of saliva and said in surprise. After going out to sea with the Whitebeard pirates, the members of the Whitebeard pirates gave him a lot of knowledge about the sea. For example, in this sea, who are the monsters with terrifying strength? Marine Marshal Kong's strength made even Whitebeard, who defeated him easily, admire him. Even, Whitebeard also said that the one he was fighting with had a high probability of not being his opponent. This also proves from the side how strong Kong is, even surpassing Whitebeard. But this is the absolute top combat power of Marine, but now he lost to Chen Mu. Jayahaha, The battle on your side is over soon, Chen Mu. Golden Lion noticed the situation on Chen Mu's side, and the corner of his mouth curled up into a big laugh. The battle between him and Garp is still inextricably linked. But Chen Mu has now decided the outcome of King Zhao with Kong. Such a speed, even the Golden Lion is amazed. You are really my good teammates. Chen Mu looked at Aokiji and Akainu not far away, and couldn't help laughing. In the case of Chen Mu not using too many abilities, but simply using the fairy art, it is still a bit laborious to take down Kong. Not to mention, Kong was not the only one fighting Chen Mu, but Crane was also interfering. Chen Mu thought it would take a lot of time. But because of Akainu's intervention, Kong suffered a heavy blow from him in order to protect Akainu, although on the surface Kong looked like a normal person. But Chen Mu's punch had already caused irreversible damage to Kong's body, weakening Kong's strength due to the magnitude. Now, because of Aokiji's intervention, Kong was briefly distracted. This also gave Chen Mu the opportunity to knock down Kong directly.